Hey, what's up, Ragnarok Online fans? Quick video about updates on Midgard Hub, the Ragnarok Zero Global database. So I added a bunch of new content, especially to the Midgard Academy section. Number one thing would be the class guides. So there are guides for knights and crusaders, assassins, rogues. Every single class has a guide for Ragnarok Zero Global. And all of this data is either extracted from YouTube videos from the Taiwanese Ragnarok Zero players, or from their forums like on Bahamut and on the wiki. So that's that. It's quite interesting actually. A lot of this stuff is something that I will be probably considering doing myself. Unfortunately, this is as much as I can give right now since we do not have access to the game itself yet. As of the recording of this video is the 7th of June 2026, so we're just after the OBT. So unfortunately I cannot give you a video of the guides, but I can give you the guides in a written section. So here's an assassin guide, for example. Other than that, I do have a guide on Zeny making, a little bit of information extracted from other videos on Taiwanese Zero. This is what they recommend depending on their economy. Again, our servers might be a lot different, so that's something that you can, I would treat it as something to kind of refresh my memory on what could be useful to farm an AFK in, like an AFK spot that I can pick. But I would also verify it once our servers actually come up for the global version. Another thing, there's a beginner's guide. It's not necessarily super useful for somebody that's like in the game system for a while, but if you're coming back to Ragnarok Online after a very long break, then this will be quite useful for you. If you've missed the activation system guide, well, it's here in the Academy section as well. So the activation system is the system that allows you to take your weapons from ungraded to like 3-star graded. It's actually very amazing. Last but not least, in the Academy section, there's a section with dungeon equipment enchanting, which is the memorial dungeon equipment enchanting. If you don't know, Ragnarok Zero Global comes out with memorial dungeons called instances. And you can make gear in them, and that gear can be enchanted with very powerful stuff. So I have listed all the enchants with their probabilities. I don't know if we're gonna get the same probabilities, but these are pulled from the Taiwanese server. I assume we will get the same probabilities to roll them. So that's a little bit sad. Like considering the amounts, like 0.05% to get Wizard Spirits levels 2. So yeah, not the greatest chances, but it is what it is. They are here if you want to read on them. They're very powerful enchants, by the way. So I guess it's a good idea to have an idea on what you want to make later. Other than that, I kind of remade the skill tree, but it's not perfect. So what I've done is I've pulled all the skill information from the client, the OBT client directly, and the list of the skills is accurate 100% according to the game as we get it. But when do we get all of those skills is still an unknown. So on Taiwan Zero, they did get like third job skills like Canto Candius for priests, but they didn't get them right away. And Duple Light, Clementia, and whatever else, right? Or triangle shots for rogues, for example. So that did come, but it did come a bit later. So I don't know if we're gonna get that right away or not. But if you're interested, you can just browse these, so you can have an idea of what sort of improvement your class is going to eventually get, right? Like wizards get Napalm Vulcan, which is kind of amazing, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit surprised at some of the power levels that some of these classes can get. And Crusaders, once again, a bit disappointing. Like, we don't really get that much for Crusaders, but it is what it is. We get Cannon Spear. Cannon Spear is cool, but you need a lot of gear to make it work. So I still wouldn't expect Crusaders to be any useful. Other than that, I've added a support me button that takes you to my Patreon. You can become a patron over there, or you can support me directly on YouTube. It gives you a lot of YouTube benefits, which is very nice. I would really appreciate it if some of you guys became my supporters, just so I can produce more content for the Midgard Hub and for the YouTube channel itself as well. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching, and more videos every day. I'll see you guys in the next one.